Now that it's spring and the forsythias are blooming, it's time to prune the roses. Here in the Treasure Valley, you typically want to prune roses anywhere from mid-February to mid-March before most of the new growth starts coming out. And this was my first time ever getting to do any type of pruning to these roses, which was exciting because we had moved onto the property back in August of last year, and I didn't really want to touch them before they set rose hips for winter. So one of the primary goals was bringing it down to size to be a much more reasonable shape, and also removing dead, diseased, damaged, and crossing stems. And because I was dealing with some black spot virus on both of my rose bushes, I made sure to apply a copper fungicide spray ahead of time so that way they had already started the treatment process, and I made sure to have 90% isopropyl alcohol on hand so that way I could be sanitizing in between cuts where I noticed the disease was present. And now moving on to the second bush. So just like with the first one, a big focus was removing any dead, diseased, damaged, and crossing stems. Thankfully, the middle of this one was fairly cleared out already, so I didn't have a lot of work there. And once all of that was done, I felt really confident moving forward to taking off some of the top growth, just so it was, again, more manageable and shapely, just like the other one. But a key difference with this bush is you'll notice that I'm removing a large portion of the back of it because most of these stems were actually growing and rubbing on the screen of my window, and the thorns were kind of tearing it up, so wanted to redirect that growth forward and away from the house. And here we've got the first bush looking nice and healthy after all the pruning. Check out all of this healthy new growth that just looks fabulous. And here's the second bush, all pruned up away from the house, looking a lot more tidy, and that new growth is already starting to fill in too.